Hey dog, how are you? Guess I need to buy all of this stuff now. Let me get this. 236, okay, I can get this. So now I can run my attack chip. Or my fetch chip for summon. Hey Dark Archer, hello, how are you? 5:30 AM. I'm sorry. It's you know, oh my goodness. Look at the amount of stuff that I have. I just haven't been even playing the game. Don't even have time to make my upgrades. It's just been in the background. I guess we can get levels on all our modules. That's nice. But yeah, it's been so busy. I just got back home like not long ago, and after this live stream, I probably would be heading to bed soon. The past few days I've just been sleeping like 4 or 5 hours a day. Just been really busy at the moment, so you know, I didn't want to wait till it was like a better time in the US. Everyone who was unable to make it can obviously just watch the live stream. Sorry, watch the replay. I'm not even talking straight now. But hello, how are you all? I hope you're all doing well. Okay, I need to check the battle conditions for today. Orb Resistance, Thorns Resistance, Knockback Resistance. Whoa, so many resistances. Plasma Cannon Resistance as well. And oh my god, we got Protector Ultimate. Oh, I have Chain Lightning Plus, so Protector Ultimate is much less of a problem for me. We don't have armored enemies or like range ultimate or something, so that's good. There's also energy shields down, so that's very good. Okay, so I think the plan would be to just go with a large range, especially because of the knockback resistance. But if I went with a large range, then that means I can't really use my inner landmines. Richard, hello, how are you? I can finally bully someone on the other side of the planet. You're bullying me? What are you talking about, Richard? You ain't able to bully me, man. Now, I wonder with the knockback resistance whether or not shrink ray would actually be good. Now, if we think about it, so last tournament, let me scroll back a little bit. We can see I did quite a few runs, right? I did 1, 2, 3, 4 runs. I was just testing out different things. So this was the run that I did on stream, the one with 3,200 waves, and for that run, I was basically just using Chain Lightning Plus. I didn't run with my Space Displacer, and when I ended up using Space Displacer, I ended up getting about like 50 something waves, 60 waves more. Okay, and I guess all that Space Displacer was doing was just being able to stun the enemies a bit better. Last tournament we had armored battle conditions, so ranged enemies were a bit more dangerous. But I don't really need to worry about the basic enemy types getting into my tower range today, because we have permanent black hole. So the only thing I need to worry about is the vampires and the rare enemies. So I do think that especially now, since I'm using my Harmony Conductor for tournaments, we should go with a smaller range, and we go with the Space Displacer to control enemies. So there's really, the main point is that there's not much difference in terms of the wave count. So since there's not much difference in terms of the wave count, what I can infer from this is that all that Space Displacer does is it just prolongs my run by about like 50-60 waves. Not very, very game changing, I don't think. So because the only thing I would need to worry about would be the vampire enemies, and most of the basic enemy types would die pretty easily today. I think we go with this setup. Let me equip the stuff. We go with this. Because I'm using the smaller range, I can go with Project Funding and Pulsar Harvester. Yeah, so my typical tournament setup. Now I'm going to change a little bit of stuff, and mainly I want to rely on as much Pulsar Harvester reductions as possible. Okay, so in my bots, let's go to the tournament setup. I need to respec this. I don't have to worry about rays firing off at me or overcharge firing off at me, because I have enough defense absolute. So, and coupled with Thunderbolt, I think rays probably wouldn't get to me. I just mainly need to worry about the vampires. Okay, so let's put this at 8 first. We max out the attack speed. Okay, we go for the amp bot cooldown. Bot cooldown. I think 78 meters, okay. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt. It's not like the last click was very expensive, I think. Let's see. Oh, there's so many people in the chat. Hex and Priest, hello, how are you? Nu, hello, how are you? Mr. Flipster, hello, how are you? Poetic Piercer, hello. I'm doing good, guys. Rubber, hello. Good luck with your tournament too. Yeah, I'm doing good. It's just been a busy week. And I saw that there was that post that they made about the new version. So I was thinking that once we get started with the run and we during the intro sprint phase, we can have a look and talk a little bit about give a little bit about my thoughts about the update. Based on what I saw, it looks pretty good, honestly. Let's keep this at 13.5 bonus first. We try to get a little bit more. 42.5. Okay, let's go for 14x. 14.3. 14.7. Okay, so I gimp a little bit and I get a bit more duration. I think that's fine, right? It's just like 1 or 2 clicks off from max. And then for this, I can get 9 seconds here. And I think this should be enough. Yeah, okay, good. Sad about the update and happy for the possibility of getting keys. Oh really? Why are you sad about the update, Hex and Priest? Would you mind sharing in the chat? Okay, so let me work through the strategy. I don't think I need to change much over here. Right, like I'm able to tank overcharge in general, I think, because I have 27 billion defense absolute, and about 91% defense. So it should be enough. I should have enough defense absolute to tank the overcharge enemies, and even if I don't, they take forever to fire off at me, so at most they get one shot off on my wall. We go with the tournament setup here. I did get plasma cannon mastery, but there is plasma cannon resistance today. I'm sure it's still going to help with a little bit of extra damage, but we do want to focus on the percent damage, right? So we have our pulsar harvester, we have our orbital augment, and you know what, I actually saw something really stupid. Let me show you guys that thing. Oh, it's not this is bots. Okay, bots are tournament bots already. I guess we get some of this. Okay, now if we look at my guardians, now for farm runs I can go fetch and summon, right? So last tournament, what I ended up doing was I gimped my summon chip. So as you can see, my summon chip right now is not maxed, okay? And instead I went for the attack chip. Okay, so quite a lot of investment into my attack chip. This would definitely help with the rays and vampires today. Now, I was expecting a huge fall in my coins. So if we have a look at the previous runs, like before my tournament on Saturday, my coin per hour was like around the 400 region, right? So 398 until like 405, okay? After I did the respec and then I did the tournament runs, I messed up my setup for a bit, but look at that. Look at that, I gimped my summon chip and I end up getting like more coins per hour. 417. So I don't know what's happening. Obviously there's a bit of variance and somehow I died over here. I think I messed up my target priority. But apparently the summon chip doesn't really affect me that much. You know, removing the summon chip, I guess my summon chip is still like I've got max duration, right? But the cooldown is not max, so I do have a bit of downtime, but I still end up with like about the same amount of coins per hour, maybe even more. I don't understand what is going on with this game, it doesn't make sense. But now we can go with attack and scout, I guess. Okay, so that thing is sorted. Now I need to, let me see, what is my shockwave size? Is at 1.6 at the moment. This is maxed already. What kind of range do I want to use today? Now I think it's pretty much a no-brainer. We can just go with like about 60 meters range for starters. Okay, so maybe we bring it to 15 for the for starters. What would that be? 56 meters range. I think this should be good. When the range and vampire enemies get into my range line, they are naturally going to be hitting my inner landmine wall at this kind of range. So I think we keep it like this for now. And I guess towards right at the end of the run, we can increase it. Previously, I would have gone for like 60 meter range, but at 60 meters range, the vampires and rays don't really get stunned by my inner landmines. So I'm not sure if that would be a wise idea for today. Yeah, let's go with this 50 something and we see how we go. Well, I guess we can gem rush this labs, right? It's pretty cheap. The overcharge health and the commander health as well. Okay, so we just get a little bit stronger. I do have 30s to spend. What can I spend it on? Damage becomes irrelevant. I mean, we can just get this to 6 first. Do I even need more health and defense absolute? I don't think so. So okay, anyway, I can't really spend on anything. Let's get more defense absolute then, I guess, and maybe a bit more landmine damage. It really doesn't matter, I think, at this stage what I get. But that is about all that I need for this tournament, I believe. So let's get started with the tournament. I just need to inform my guild. Going. Right, let's go. And we hope we get a good bracket. That's at the end of the day all that really matters. Can we move our orbs in? No, we can't. Alright, so let's keep it like this. I think we should get a very nice inner landmine wall at this stage. Why do my smart missiles look so plain? Why does my screen not have all the gummy worms? What's happening? Oh, right. Okay. Look at that. I've got so many inner landmines. I think it would actually be useful for today that I have all of these inner landmines. So what I did last tournament in if I go back to my history, in this last run over here, what I ended up doing was I wrote my Dimension Core to include Poison Swarm cooldown and inner landmine quantity, and I wrote my Harmony Conductor to include the I believe it was Poison Swarm duration and inner landmine quantity. Did I not have inner landmine quantity? Am I blind? I must have wrote it for for Poison Swarm duration or Poison Swarm cooldown then. But how many is this? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, right. So I hope this would help a little bit with the bosses at some point. Perhaps I should have wrote back my smart missile substats. See how that went. But you know, since we're already in the run, let's just do it this way. I don't think it's going to make any difference to my overall waves, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. The unfortunate thing for me is that my inner landmines cooldown is at like the 1 minute ish region. It's not at like 30 something seconds. So I think I'm not going to be able to get like the permanent stun on bosses or something anyway. At some point when I get better in a landmine investment, then maybe. Alright, let's get caught up with the chat for a bit. Poetic Piercer says, put it all in depths for lows. Well, I think the depths would actually be useful for blocking the overcharge damage, right? So I mean, we have 28.6 billion depths and about 91% defense percent. I think it's enough to block the overcharge damage. I'm not sure, but even if it's not enough, given how powerful Thunderbolt Plus is, I don't think overcharge would be a problem today. The problem will come from fleets, I guess. Commanders, when they buff my the rays and vampires, that will be problematic. And yes, okay, I need to reply to my guild. Okay, yeah, and the rays might get a chance to fire off at me. I think eventually it's just going to be vampires though. That will be the stuff that kills me. But let the run play out and let's see. Getu, hello, how are you? Thank you very much and good luck with your tournament. Rubber, no, I still haven't bought the last quantity of inner landmines as well. I don't have stones. What I did do with last week's tournament rewards was to get 2 clicks into charge mines. And this is mainly just for farming. It doesn't do anything in tournaments. But I do need a bit of extra damage in my farm runs. So I decided to bring this up to level 6. In hindsight, I think it would have been better, given that we have Protector Ultimate today, if I went with Chain Lightning Plus, but the next click was 1800 stones and I wouldn't have it anyway. Geto says, I was surprised that there's no real stone sink this patch, just the mastery, which wouldn't be many stones. Guess I'll probably upgrade my inner landmines after the patch drops. Yeah, Geto. So actually, thanks for bringing that up, because I do want to go through the developer announcements and share my thoughts about it, and you know, maybe we can have a discussion about some of the stuff with those of you online, just so that in case I misunderstood certain things, it would be good to clarify them now. So let me figure out a good way to adjust my screen for this. Let's see. Okay, let me minimize my OBS for now. I pull up my Discord on the big screen. Now, does that mess up the entire resolution? So can anyone just let me know if my game has been paused or something on the stream, or it's still working out fine? Because I minimized OBS. Game looks fine. All right, good. So let's see. Let's look through the patch. Hello Tower Defenders, it's almost time for another major update. We have major changes to the vault, new gameplay presets, contents, and new tournament league. We wanted to share the patch notes early, with plans to release after the conclusion of today's tournament, I guess. The plan would be to roll out slowly for Android users and fully roll out for all users for the weekend tournament. Okay, that is good to know, because the past few updates I've been always like gate cap out of the thing, because iOS is always slow to receive the updates. So adjusted labs presets. The cut preset lab is now the presets lab. We've added a number of new levels. I see. So all the presets are just into one lab. That lab has 5 levels. I think it's just worth gem rushing it, right? It's how much is it? It's going to be like 30 something trillion. So we should just gem rush all of it, get it out of the way. So the way it works is, if we have this unlocked via the vault, our extra presets will be locked until the lab is researched. Yeah, so since if you are someone in my position where we already have all the unlocks currently, I think it's just worth to gem rush everything, so we don't have to swap around our presets all over again. I think that would just make things a bit easier for us. Now, yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, I think most players would just gem rush the preset stuff. Now we have two new presets for workshop and bots. But this will be gated inside the vault. Okay, fair enough. Well, workshop presets not very useful. I mean, it's if you are in the earlier stages of the game and you have coin constraints, typically you're going to be doing respecs anyway between each run, between each tournament. Just reshuffling things here and there. So I don't think it's going to affect players that much. Bot presets, I guess it makes sense to be a vault upgrade. Because that is like the newer content. And we are adding two new presets. I guess this would be also vault gated, which is Guardian presets and Module presets. The Guardian presets would be important. If they do have like the gem reduction things, which needs keys, I think it would be worth getting that as well, and just to get the free unlocks and the free respecs for the Guardians. That way I can have one for like farming, one for milestones, which would be a scout chip development, and one for tournaments, which would be the attack chip. Yeah, okay, that's nice. Now all four systems function similarly to the existing card preset system, where we save a configuration of the upgrades to easily use. Workshop, bot, Guardian and Module presets will provide 2 slots on unlock. I don't think we need any more than 2 slots, so I think the available slots wouldn't be very valuable. I think we can save keys that way. Switching between presets in each category is free. Respeccing a preset will cost the same amount of gems as today. And still have some limitations for Guardians and bots. Okay, this is annoying, right? Like, it depends on how many times we can swap each week. So we will have to see how this plays out when the patch launches. If you have the keys, I wouldn't immediately just go dump everything into the Guardian presets like what I just said, because of the limitations. If we could only afford one swap each week, then perhaps it's not going to be too useful to have the Guardian presets. But if there was some sort of like a if we had those 2 presets that we have and we can swap unlimitedly, then I think maybe it's worth it. Yeah, so we have to be a bit strategic with our keys, I guess. Well, I mean, personally for me, I wouldn't mind being one of the guinea pigs for the community with regards to this kind of things, because I do have the luxury of getting keys quite easily. And I'm pretty sure there will be a lot of key inflation as well that comes along with this, but I don't care too much about tournaments. So I'm happy to test out stuff when the patch actually drops. Yeah, so Ghetto, like what you said, right? Going to hold off on keys unlocks at the start. Well, I don't mind being a guinea pig. The respec limit is probably going to be removed with keys. Yeah, if that is the case, Poetic Piercer, then I think it would be very good. It would definitely give us a lot more viability, especially for the later dissonant runs. I think it will be useful. To accommodate for module presets, we have moved leveling up the modules to the slot itself. That's useful. So I presume what they mean is instead of this thing over here, we would have a blank slot, and I can bring this up to level 249 and 252, for instance, right? That would be useful. We don't have to you know, constantly click like, do we want to carry the slots over? And if we have modules of lower star rarity, it's also going to be useful that way. Now, I wonder how this would tie in with modules of lower rarity. My preset level could be 252, but let's say I only have an Ancestral 0 star. Would my stats be kept at the 252 level, or kept at the level 200 region? That would be something there's something that's missing over here. I do wish they would address it. I think if they didn't unlock the substats, right? Like, so I don't have a module of lower rarity, but let's say it's this, right? Would I can only get up to level 161 for the substat, that's fine, but would this ultimate weapon damage reflect level 249, or would it just reflect a maximum of 161 or something like that? I think that would be worth figuring out. Okay, now we have global presets as well. It's a tier 11 wave 60 lab. I think again it's worth just unlocking that. I would have unlocked it anyway. The global presets menu is accessible via the main battle screen. It would be interesting to see how this ties in with like our limits on Guardian respecs and bot respecs as well. The global presets menu gives us 2 slots, more slots available via the vault. You can rename this global presets and set specific presets to be tied to it. This is great for setting up my farming and tournament builds. Yeah, I agree. I think for dissonant runs, it's probably not so useful to have presets for it anyway, because we really have to gear up so differently for each of those runs. Before entering a run, we can opt to use our normal active presets or enter a battle with any of our global presets. Okay. I mean, it's useful. Our current selection will be visible in the battle menu. Alright. I mean, this so far, all of this preset stuff and the module slot adjustments would be... they're just quality of life stuff that I think is good. So let's see what the chat says about it. The real question is how strong the ultimate weapon tree stuff ends up being. What's the ultimate weapon tree stuff? I guess I have to read further to figure out. I'm sure it will just drop to whatever the max of our module rarity gives it to. It makes sense, Gato. Yeah. But I think it's nice in a way, right? We just level it up all the way. Now, if you are someone who is like banning out specific substats in your farm runs and so on, then maybe it might be a bit annoying, but I don't think in the current state of the game anyone would be like specifically banning out specific substats, because coins have lost so much importance. It doesn't really matter, we just go for more waves and stuff these days. We are open to exploring other preset opportunities such as perks. Our main design goal for these changes was to allow players a better transition. Yeah, makes sense. I think one thing that they can look for, or one thing that they can do would be to give us sliders for Poison Swamp. That would be very nice. Stepping into another stone goal which is to implement the functionality to pause a tier run and enter into a tournament. And beforehand, I wouldn't really, I mean, it's so minimal, the benefit for that. Graham, hello, how are you? Antonio, hello, how are you all? Okay, Gato says, which keys? There's an ultimate specific category for power tree like this. Oh, okay, cool. That's interesting. Now, does that mean I can just like pump up my... Can I pump up my smart missiles? Would there be a benefit to actually do that? Vault has been completely reworked, which I think is what you're referring to. We are going to completely revamp the Harmony and Power panels. And there's a new tree enemy tab. Our key spend will be refunded when we update. So we can jump into the system. Oh, nice. So I think it's worth it to it's going to be very useful, and I see what you mean now, Ghetto, when you said that you'll be strategic with spending your keys. Yeah, I mean, I don't care, I'll just still spend on whatever I want to. As we can tell, I'm not very good at saving stuff. Somehow I managed to have about 18,000 gems though to unlock. We've added a lot of new content such as toggle sliders and a feature called life-saving ordering. I guess this refers to whether we want Nuke to pop first or Demon Mode to pop first. That's good. So we have added new sliders. I mean, Poison Swarm slider, come on. Then it would be really good. We can farm with like smaller range and still we have Poison Swarm stuns. I think this will be really good for the higher tiers. Power panel looks similar to our workshop. Includes categories, attack, defense, utility, ultimate weapons. Okay. Some will have a different number of upgrades available. Similar to Harmony Tree, each category will require a key. Cost to unlock. Okay, fair enough. The enemy tab. Enemy upgrades are organized by tag category. So I believe this would just be like labs, right? So maybe tank enemy health would be reduced. We can just reduce stuff like this. Okay, I mean, this will be useful. Like right now I'm struggling with tanks, even with tank enemy health and tank ultimate maxed, and maybe getting more tank health reduction would be useful. And I presume this would also carry into like our milestones and stuff. So this is how we are going to be gaining stats. It's all going to be gated behind keys. Okay, that's nice. It's interesting. Like the Harmony Tree, the simple enemies categories are available right away, but the others will need to be unlocked. Okay, fine. We have a number of tournament changes going about this update. Add more granularity. Blah. Okay, so we have a new tournament league, Mythic. Introducing a new tournament tier. Ooh, it's tier 23 plus. Wow, this is more difficult than what I had imagined. I thought tier 20 plus, but come on, 23 plus. Oh my goodness. Okay, so 5-minute tournament runs are incoming, guys. What did I get to in tier 23? Tier 23 alone 2000 waves. Tier 23 plus, I'm not making it out of intro sprint. That is awesome. That's awesome. I mean, this does raise a question of like whether or not I should restart the tournament playtesting series, which would then affect live streaming. Now we do the playtesting in the live streams, so that way I don't have to edit the videos and it makes things a bit easier. Okay, so tournaments are going to be short. That's good. Legend players will have the chance to move up into the Mythic League. I mean, They are not creative with the names at all, right? I've been calling Mythic League for so long, and finally it pops up Mythic League. What's gonna come next? Ancestral League? Can you imagine if one day we have Ancestral 5-star League? Ancestral will be the old copper. That would be fun, eh? Let's see. Let's get caught up with the chat again. Okay, Flipster says, yeah, it's just quality of life. Am I anxious about the Mythic League? No, I'm anxious about the Ancestral 5-star League, Antonio. G-Fast, hello. Thank you very much. Good luck with your tournament too. Andre, yes, it's my first run. Stonkton, yeah. So Jackson, we are just going through my thoughts on the patch notes now. Tournament will be indeed very fun and very short in tier 23 plus Ghetto. That's awesome. You're anxious for seeing these whales make 500 waves again. I'm not making 500 waves in tier 23 plus. I'm sure I can get to at least like 1,000 waves or something. I must have some faith in myself. Would have to go back to those good OG strategies when it comes to tier 23 plus. Richard, so one thing to note is that now that we are moving up to tier 23 plus, damage is going to be very important again. I think the fact that they moved it up to tier 23 plus means that percent damage is going to be nerfed quite heavily, at least for the foreseeable future. So I think we are going to revert back to the ACP and Space Displacer kind of setups. That's probably going to be the case for a while until we are able to you know, make it out of intro sprint and stuff. Yeah. Maxwell, check my Discord DMs. Okay, let's see. Ooh, new module. Okay, wait, let me see if it's released over here. I don't want to talk about stuff that is not being posted. Let's see. So Jackson only got 400 waves in tier 23. I think better conditions are easier in tournament than tier 23 itself. So the thing is, enemies are going to have a lot more stats. It's going to be pretty hard. Poetic Fears, yeah, Ancestral 5-star League on tier 6-7. I mean, come on, man. What are you? Are you Gen Z? Are you Gen Z? Sorry, I'm millennial. Ours is going to be tier 69, man. Yeah, Ghetto. So I wonder if we have triple fleet spawns and whether or not there would be fleet ultimates. That's going to be brutal. I mean, Commander ultimate, Saboteur ultimate, and Overcharge ultimate probably going to be stuff that we would need to figure out about. And I presume a lot of how much progression we will get is going to be gated behind the fleet enemies tab that we will have with our keys. So as usual, I mean, it's crazy because now the jump from Legends to Mythic is going to be from what, tier 17 plus to tier 23 plus. And if you remember Champions people, going into Legends for the first time, you get to like tier 50 and then wave 50 and then you're dead. It's going to be even worse. Because the jump from 17 to 23 is insane, right? the exponential health scaling of enemies is just stupid. Alright, reward adjustments, let's see. Platinum will receive more gems per rank. Okay, fair enough. Champions, I mean, we don't care about champions anymore. Everyone who is here, I think, is, even if you're in Champions League, you're going to be in Legends League, right? So we talk about Legends. Legends will receive less stones per rank at all ranks. Okay, so this is a good thing actually, because it means that there is less stone inflation in the game. So I presume what they're going to end up doing is, like, right now Legends rank 1 is going to give us what, 425 stones. Maybe hopefully they make the cap in mythic at 425 as well, and that would be useful. Now as long as you get into legends, you start earning keys as well, so that is no, hang on, 16 to 24. Okay, so only the bottom 6 people, the guys who are getting demoted, will not get keys. So I think if you are in the earlier stages, the main priority now is to get your tower up to a point where you can stay in Legends League. Yeah. Smooth the gem curve, avoid tanking. Yeah, so we don't want the intentional yo-yos at all levels, so it makes sense that the last people, those who get demoted, will not get keys. Okay, too much to read there. New tournament mechanics. For all leagues, all players have unlimited intro sprint mastery. Wow. Applied by default. That means that waves will continue to skip until you take your first instance of tower destroying damage. Players do not need the cut equipped to reach. Ooh, wow. Wow, this is going to make tournaments so good. It's going to be so good. For leagues with fleets, the wave where fleets spawn have been changed slightly. Fleets will now always spawn at the very beginning of their wave. So this is good because we can just pop our nuke right away, I guess, or leave it on auto nuke. Fleet waves will not progress based on a timer. Instead, the progress will be determined by how much health is left on the fleets. Okay, so it means that this bar is going to increase based on the fleet's health, which is very useful in telling us how much health is left on the fleet enemy. And I think that is a very good change. So instead of just guessing when the fleet is going to die, we can actually tell, because this bar is going to progress slowly. All enemy types will continue to spawn as normal forever. A player will only progress to the next wave when all fleets are dead. Additionally, this new mechanic allows for a tiebreak. Yes, okay. So I think this is a good change. So if both players die on the same wave, the guy who has done more damage to the fleet is going to win. Now this is also something that I think if you are a pure 0 damage player, you are not going to like. You need damage now. So again, it's another push to force people to have to deal damage, right? So the important thing to note is that in this kind of tournaments, so in this kind of waves where there are fleets, we will only progress through the wave if we kill the fleet. So the faster we kill the fleet, the faster all enemy types will never spawn again. So it's a soft counter, right? If we can't kill the commander, for instance, then it's just going to continuously spawn enemies. And eventually we are going to get overwhelmed. When we update to V29, not important. Okay, we have a new card. The new card is cells. I think this is useful. What is this? We are going to get our cells earn increased by 2 to 14. Now 14 is a lot. So this is equivalent to moving up from tier 11 to tier 14. That kind of a cell drop, I think. Maybe even more. Essentially, what this means is that we definitely need to get this card unlocked as soon as possible. And the card mastery is something that we should get and just complete it as soon as possible. Because this is going to give us 8x on our labs. Yeah, and given how long the lapse is, I think it's a very useful lap to get early on. This also means that if you're starting the game, laps are going to complete much faster. I wouldn't be surprised if even if you don't have the mastery unlocked, with this kind of changes, you are suddenly going to be labbing stuff at like 5x very early on in this game. Just because you are able to afford the cells. We'll be releasing 4 new modules over the course of the next 2 months. New modules, okay, so we need to save gems. Thankfully, I've been saving gems. I should not have done the gem rushing earlier then. 4 new banners starting from... All 4 new modules will be featured together for a 2-week banner starting October 26. Oh, okay, so all the modules will come out together. All the modules will come out together. What this means, right, guys, is we need to, between now and October 26, save up all our gems. Because definitely in the 4 modules that come out, at least 2 of them will be good, right? Or at least 2 of them will be usable in some manner. So it makes sense that when we get to October 26, we are going to spam all our gems and get these new modules. Now, if you are in the earlier stages of the game, I probably wouldn't worry about that. But if you are not, let's say you already have most of the modules. Let me pull up my modules section. How do I do that? Let's say you're someone like me, right? I don't have all my modules at Ancestral 5-star. I've got 3 missing. You might want to consider just getting the 5 stars on all of these 3 first. Like in my case, these 3. Get them to 5-star first. So that when the featured banner comes along, it's almost guaranteed that when we pull a module, we are going to be getting one of the new ones. In my case, these things over here are going to potentially pop up when I'm trying to pull for the new featured modules. So especially if you have a lot of modules not at 5-star, it would be useful to start pulling on the modules first. Try to not make the pool so diluted. Our first module to share is Armor Sentry Protocol. Module reduces our orb speed to 0. Instead, fire mini orbs at the enemies. What is this? So our orbs are going to... Wait a minute. Let me pause my game. So if I equip this card, I'm going to have a ring of orbs around my tower that instead of spinning around, they're going to fire orbs at enemies. I guess they are going to fire orbs at the speed of my orb, given by the speed of my orb speed. So there should still be a benefit to increase orb speed. But it does seem pretty cool, and I think it would be useful for, especially with extra orb mastery, just being able to tag all the enemies before they enter the range. So stuff like chain lightning, it wouldn't end up killing enemies too far away. Probably useful. Alright, now at this stage I should get caught up with the chat once again. So is there people farming tier 23? Not that I'm aware of. People farm tier 22 though. I do think they shafted EHP guys pretty hard here. Next wave only when fleet dies. Yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, the current state of tournaments is just, it's just dumb, right? At the end of the tournament run, it's basically what an EHP player does, because the commander just doesn't die. And it's all about microing. So I think they want to remove the emphasis of having to micro so much, and make tournaments a lot shorter, and make the game more like PvE related. So I think it's a good change overall. Poetic Piercer Millennial 2660. Yeah, no, who does 6'7"? 6'7"? What are you, a kid? You watch one of those YouTube gaming videos. There's this guy. He makes a lot of videos. His YouTube channel is Real Civil Engineer or something. It's pretty funny. Every time he says there's some number with 69 in it, the editor would put in the meme of that guy saying nice. It's really funny. You saw that if there is a fleet, you will be stuck in that wave or something. Yeah. So Antonio, the way it works, right? Like back in the day, this bar is not gated based on time. So it's based on the number of enemies that you kill. So if at some point you just can't kill any enemy on the screen because you're not dealing enough damage to the enemies, then this bar would get stuck over here. And it was very obvious if you were using Orbless Devil, so you didn't have any orbs on your screen, and so at some point all the enemies are just stuck in your black hole, and they are not hitting you, but you also can't kill them because your damage is lacking. Then the bar would get stuck, and then it would move up very, very slowly like this, like at this speed with max game speed. Okay, and so once you put in your orbs, they shred very quickly, and then the bar moves up very fast once again. They are bringing that kind of feature back to the fleets. That means that this progress bar on a fleet wave is essentially a proxy of how much health is remaining on the fleet on your screen. So if you wanted to time stuff like, well, do I want to pop my demon mode, or do I want to use my smart missile barrage or something, having information as to how much health is remaining on the fleet would help you make those decisions a little bit better. I think it's a useful change, and it's something that is, if you've been playing the game for a while, you probably know about this thing, but especially in the newer stages of players, you might not be aware that there was that old feature, so you could use it as a proxy. I mainly wonder, will we instantly go to the next wave on fleet waves once we've killed them all, or will there be a minimum time? That is a good question. Yeah, so I think based on what they're saying over here, it would be that we move to the next wave right away. So the fleet is the wave. What I'm wondering, say I instant kill every fleet the moment they spawn, will the wave instantly end, or will it have a minimum time? I don't think it would instantly end, but perhaps we might have to kill all the existing enemies on the screen after the fleet dies, and then we move to the next wave. That would be, I mean, it wouldn't be too much additional work, I don't think. But it also means that fleet should be top target priority, right? We definitely want to kill it off as quickly as possible. Richard, what am I missing? What are you looking at? I have missing 5-star modules. Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about the new module. So Ghetto says the new module seems pretty bad. It's hard to know without seeing how it actually works, for sure. My guess is that it's going to be where our orbs are currently. They're just going to stay still, and they are going to fire out streams of orbs at the enemies. I think it might be useful. I think the rate at which they fire enemies, like projectiles, the rate at which they fire the orbs, it would look like projectiles, and it's going to be based off orb speed. That's my guess of how it's going to be. So it would look pretty cool, because basically our game is going. Oh, there's too many chain lightnings. Okay, so basically, on our screen over here, we are going to have orbs being fired out by each of these things over here. It kind of gives that tower sentry kind of thing. So our orbs can potentially tag all the enemies before they even enter our projectile line. And we might be able to get 100% orb tags by using that module. If we can, I think that would be a very nice addition for just like coin farming. Okay. Richard, yes, I have missing 5-star modules. Can I ask if the bot presets in the labs will have the 2-week cooldown before changing? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. They did mention that there will be some conditions, but they didn't mention what the conditions were, Mike, so can't be sure. Wouldn't the early waves go super duper fast when we one-shot the fleets? I think so, yeah, and that is the whole point, right? Is to shorten the tournaments, so I would think that that's really, really good. Now we also, don't forget there's also that intro sprint mastery active for everyone. So the tournaments are going to go through very quickly, very fast. I wouldn't be surprised if tournaments just take 5 to 10 minutes nowadays. After the thing launches for like the next couple of months. Hajo, hello, how are you? Would we be able to store on Saboteur waves to regain energy shields, etc.? Robert, maybe, but there could be Saboteur Ultimate, and Saboteur Ultimate bypasses the wall. So there might be a bit of strategy over there, right? If there's Fleet's Ultimate, then I don't think it's going to work. So Richard says, doing now a tier 23 run to see how far I can get. 420. I mean, 420 better than 69, eh? Okay, now, oh my god, so many additional changes. Let's see. Increase the daily gem cap. Daily gem claim. Okay, that's good. Increase the payout from add gem. Oh, nice. So we get 6 gems each time. Okay, that's more gems. Wait, add gems claims are now capped to 60 claims per day. Ooh, this is a gem. Ooh, for all of those people using auto clickers. Okay, for me it doesn't really matter because my gem claims is 25 gems a day, basically. So now I'm capped at 360 gems. It's more than I ever click in a day anyway. Add level up indicator for cards. I mean, the developer, this change is to reduce the disparity of gems earned from running the game 24/7. No, this is not the reason why you put in this change. That's such a lie. This change is to prevent people from using auto clicker. Everyone who is in Legends is running the game 24/7 anyway. But just because I'm running the game 24/7 does not mean that I get all my gems. I get like 25 gems a day. Change the enemy group names. Okay, so simple enemies are basic, fast, and tank. Tanks are not simple. Tanks are annoying. Fast also not simple. Advanced enemies are boss range protector. Okay. Okay, I guess that's just new terminology. Fleet Labs, Overcharge Exponent Reducer. I think this... Oh. This would be useful for higher tiers. This would be useful for higher tiers. The longer overcharged enemies survive, the slower their damage is going to increase. So as long as we can tank the first shot, then we should start working on this lab. If we can't even tank the first shot of the overcharge, then this exponent is useless. We work on our EHP until we can tank the first shot. Then we work on the overcharge exponent reducer. I think that's how this lab is meant to be used. Commander Radius would be very useful. I think this is just like no-brainer. We just put that lab in permanently. And Saboteur attack speed. Yeah, okay. Now in terms of the order of priority, now I think Overcharge Exponent Reducer and Commander Radius, we should just lab them in. It's very difficult to say what the tuning would be for Overcharge. Right now, Commanders are the most dangerous, but for a very long time, Commanders were less dangerous than Overcharge. So perhaps what might happen is we are going to spend the first half of version 29 trying to survive Overcharge hits. And once we can survive Overcharge hits, then we work on the Overcharge Exponent Reducer. Now how we would survive that, I'm not sure, but I'm sure we will have to find a way. And in the meantime, when we can't survive the Overcharge hits, we rely on Death Defy, and we go with the Commander Radius lab, just to make our lives a bit easier, because we can still deal with Commanders. I think that's the way it works. Or that's the way I would approach this thing. Now, assuming I can tank the first overcharge hit right from the start, then I'm going to work on both labs simultaneously. Claiming rewards from the floating gem, okay, doesn't matter. Wall regen stat to the workshop stat for wall health. Okay. So that means that if I went here, I would be able to see my health regen, my wall regen. Okay, that's assuming that we are able to tank higher tiers. Based on what I'm seeing so far, I don't think we would be able to. They haven't given us anything to be able to tank the higher tier hits yet. Improve visibility of enemies affected by ACP. Okay, that's a nice change, especially at the start of the version. Definitely we will have to use the ACP. Titan shock values now scale continuously with enemy mass instead of in steps. Okay, so it's a continuous function now. That's nice. Now this makes shrink ray pretty bad, I think, because if we use shrink ray, then we reduce the enemy's mass, which means that Titan shock is going to increase their attack speed. Adjusted descriptions for extra op cards. Notification badge when message is posted in guild chat. I guess useful for guild leaders. Improve projectile and ultimate weapon damage tracking in boss stats. Okay. Improve display values of ultimate weapon stats across all screens. Okay, not sure what that means. Bot plus abilities can be previewed when the player does not have enough stones to unlock the ability. Okay, so it's like a teaser. Haha, you can't have this. Alright. Useful though. Useful to just see how it works. Most coins from wave skip now accurately tracks when intro sprint is active. What do you mean? When we have intro sprint, we don't have coins from wave skip. Is that going to change? If that's going to change, that would be awesome. Target priority drag and drop reordering, good for phones, I guess. Improve coin value rounding logic. I mean, okay, doesn't really matter that much. I mean, it's quality of life stuff. Bug fixes. I don't think we need to worry about the bugs, right? Nothing new that's coming in. Okay. Overall, I think... Oh, it's getting a bit warm. Let me take off my jacket. Overall, I think I'm happy with the changes to this for this version 29. Looks good. Looks good. Let's see. That's a positive about that fast tournaments, less gems. That's at least a positive. No, what do you mean about the fast tournaments? Cabernex, hello, how are you? The armor mod with ops can be really nice because it can allow you to not devil farm and get a lot further and still get a very high op percent. Yes, I agree. For the earlier game, right? The auto clicker guys are playing with the danger. I mean, everyone... I don't use an auto clicker because I'm running on a Mac OS, but I think if you are using like BlueStacks or something, I think most people would be using it, right? As long it's like a don't ask, don't tell kind of thing. Antonio, the Great Smart Missile module was forgotten by farts. Maxwell. Maxwell sent me something about this. But I don't want to mention it because it's not in the patch notes. But I think we are going to get something. Ghetto says overcharge is impossible to tank in tier 23. In the current state, yes, I think we don't have enough. We might be given new additional stuff. The fact that they reduce the exponent means that at some point they want us to be able to tank overcharge hits, which means that there would have to be some sort of damage mitigation coming in at some point. Not sure what that is. Could be an additional damage mitigation somewhere. The new op module will shoot mini smart missiles surely. Oh my goodness. You know what? I actually feel really sad today that my smart missiles are so lacking. Like, not enough green explosions. It doesn't look pretty. Casey, hello, how are you? Long time no see, man. Zhang, hello, how are you? It is 100 degrees, take the jacket off. No, it's not 100 degrees at the moment. Let me check the temperature. It's 11 degrees Celsius. So what is that in the US? 11 Celsius. So it's about 52 degrees at the moment. But it's a very thick jacket that I had on, and I'm in my room and the door is closed. So and you know, I'm actually wearing clothes today. Normally I just walk around my house in my undergarments. So yeah, I feel cold today, but I don't feel cold today because of the clothes. They kind of finished killing EHP. No, I don't think so. I think with the overcharge exponent lab, maybe it's going to be a new module that is going to allow us to tank stuff. But they don't want EHP to just go 0 damage, because EHP players have a tendency to just want to see how far they can push without any damage. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work out for them because we don't have the ability to progress through the fleet waves. So you will definitely need a combination of EHP and damage, so that there will be a hybrid setup. And depending on which stage of the game you are at, you might end up working on different labs. But the exponent multiplier is only going to really matter for the higher tiers, that is for sure. Because it's an exponential function, right? And you will only want to dampen an exponential function if you can survive the base. Saying no, we do not get all stones back, at least not based on what I'm seeing. We would get all our keys back. No, Maxwell kept quiet. Richard got his comments deleted by Casey. I'm not sure what happened there. I actually didn't read what was said. Richard must have said something that could potentially get me into trouble. So thank you, Casey. The censorship is real. The censorship is real. Snaz, hello, how are you? You want a pic to prove it? What do you want me to show you? A pic of my fit? You gotta go to onlyfeet.com for that, man. I mean, overall, I'm very happy with the changes in this version. I think it's good. The changes have been good. I'm excited for certain things. I'm excited to check out the vault, the new vault. I'm excited for the new modules. I do think that let me check my module levels out. I'm not going to die yet. So this is 3-star. This is 4-star, and what's the last one? This guy is 2-star. Now, ideally, in an ideal world, I would probably want to complete up all my modules now. But I don't think I'm going to do it. Mainly just because if I was pulling the new modules and I got stuff like Primordial Collapse, I wouldn't be that upset. And there's really only one module that I wouldn't want to get, which is the Restorative bonus anyway. So I'll probably just save my gems and until the 26th of October, I believe. And then we do all the pulls at once, right? So no, I need to make a mental note to myself, and you guys really need to remind me on this, and not you guys know I have a problem with saving gems, right? So I need to save my gems between now until the 26th of October. And then we do all the module pulls together. Hopefully we manage to get them to at least Ancestral, so we can test out the stuff on stream. Now we will have, let's say, 18,000 gems. How many gems can I get between now until then? Let's say if I was diligent with clicking my gems, maybe we could get to about 30-ish thousand gems. That would be, based on probability, we should be able to get 3 of the 4 modules to Ancestral, I would think. It would be worth seeing what the other modules would be. And yeah, I think it's definitely worth just saving the gems between now and the 26th of October, at least for me. let's see. Casey says I'm a nudist. No, I'm not a nudist. I just don't you. So I live alone, right? And when I grew up in Singapore, and in Singapore it's hot and humid. So whenever I went home, as a kid, it was warm, it was hot, right? And the moment I reached home, one of the joys in life was to the moment I get through my door, take off whatever shirt I'm wearing, take off my pants, and just walk around in my undies. It's much more cooling, right? And as a result of that kind of behavior since my teenage years, nowadays when I should I say this stuff on stream? Yeah, okay. So when I wear a t-shirt at home and I move around, I feel that it's very restrictive. It's restricting my motion. So I can't turn around properly. So it's not that I'm a nudist. It's just comfortable to me. I still feel cold very often. So I have like mini blankets all over the house. Like when I'm having my dinner, I would have a blanket which I use to cover my legs if I'm feeling cold, or wrap it around my back while I'm like a cape if I'm feeling too cold. But I refuse to wear like a t-shirt at home, you know. And so today is a very weird day because I just got back from the office like not long ago. So I'm still in the shirt that I wore to the office, or the t-shirt that I wore to the office. What's a dictator, Antonio? Not sure what that is. Poetic Fizzer, if you use my creator code, would you get a discount on OnlyFeet? No, obviously not. Obviously not. You know what you should do, Poetic Fizzer? Just pay the full price on OnlyFeet and not use the creator code, because creator code I only get 5%, right? But OnlyFeet I think I can get more, right? More than 5%. Yeah. Use it on OnlyFeet, man. Casey trying to get a discount. No, there's no discount. But I have ugly feet. I run a lot, so my feet are in not a good condition. You know, the skin is very calloused, and the nails are pounded a little bit, so it's a little bit dark around the toes. Casey says, did I see the teaser for the new first module? Yeah, they released it. I just looked at it earlier. It seems to be useful. I think it's going to be like firing multi-shots of orbs around our tower. So it would be, I think it's useful to just get a lot of orb tags, and it's probably how we are going to be able to reach close to like 100% orb tags. Would it be useful with regards to negative mass projector? I am not sure. I think what it's useful for is, like, let's say we have a large range, right? So okay, let me pause the game. So let's say we have a large range, right? And the orbs are at this line over here. Now if the orbs can fire off mini orbs to enemies, then basically what that means is that if there is a boss that comes in over here, then these orbs, like there's 3 of them over here at the moment, there's 3 orbs, they're going to start shooting this boss with all the mini orbs all the way from here, all the way to the boss gets into my tower range, and then this orbs over here gets to start shooting at it as well. So we get to funnel a lot of orb damage into the boss, which I think would be pretty useful. I think it will be good. I'm not sure. Gato seems to disagree. Gato thinks that it wouldn't be good. But I guess we would have to actually test it out to see. You know, it might sound good in theory, or it might sound bad in theory, and then we use it and we finally find that it's broken or it's really trash. We never know. Would it go very well with negative mass projector? Maybe. I do think that at least for the next version, if this was an armor module, right? It's an armor module. At least for the start of the tournaments, we are going to be when version 29 first launches, we are going to be gated to be using Space Displacer and ACP in order to progress through the tier 23 stuff, because tier 23 is really difficult, right? So we need as much damage as we can get, which is basically Inner Landmine Plus and the ACP damage. So I'm not sure percent damage whether or not it would be useful early on, but I think as we manage to move up further into the game, then yeah, percent damage is going to start becoming useful. I could have leaned into being an economist. I'm saving wear and tear on my clothes just as well as laundry detergent. Yeah, I mean, that is true, Graham, that is true, but you know, utility is not just based on real goods. I tend to be a microeconomist, not too much a macroeconomist. So utility is derived from many things aside from real goods, and I'm happy being topless and having mobility. Feed pics for stone pegs. Now, you know, given that I'm a microeconomist, right, Graham, I think based on what Poetic Pierce is saying, I should auction off my feed pics and you know, potentially get higher prices. Sang, can I speak Vietnamese? No, I'm not Vietnamese. So I'm from Singapore. Senator, I'm Singaporean. I'm not sure if you guys get the reference, but yeah, I'm Singaporean, and I speak a bit of Mandarin Chinese. Vietnamese, I only know like hello. That's about it. Casey says I could see the new module being super good or absolute trash, one or the other. Yeah. I think that's the best thing to do. We save our gems. Casey, so I don't think orbital augment is going to be useful early on in the version, because early on in the version, remember, we are not going to get damage decay, right? So in the tournament runs, our damage is going to be high, and wave health is not going to be absurdly high. So we should bank on our damage being high and stack as much damage multipliers as we can get to progress. But where OA would be very good is if we move to like the higher wave counts once again. Then when we start needing to do percent damage because overheat is kicking in again, then OA is going to be good once again. It's also the reason why, like, before I reached wave 3000 in Legends, it was all about just trying to get to wave 3000 with stacking damage. But then at some point when everything just kicks in and you get basically 0 damage, then yeah, you end up wanting to go for more percent damage. And I realized that I should not have gimped my damage. Not like it would really matter, but I probably shouldn't. So yeah, I do think that there are stuff to be excited about for in the new version. The only things worth gem rushing would be the presets lab. I think, and it would be very important to get the cells cut ASAP. So I think my plan after today's tournament is save the stones. After Sunday's tournament, when it ends, I immediately, by then we would have version 29, right? I immediately get the cells cut and get the cut mastery and possibly just lab it at 8x. It shouldn't take very long to complete at all. And try to get all my labs to 8x ASAP. Right, so I might need to do like some respecs here and there, maybe put more into GoBot Plus, put more into BotBot Plus, that kind of thing. But once we are able to get all labs at 8x, then we can worry about the other things. And even if you're in the earlier game, and you might not be able to afford the cells mastery just yet, I think with the cell increase from that card alone, it's definitely worth just pulling. I think it will be like 2,000-ish gems to pull that card. We should just pull that card and equip it immediately. And just get as many cells as we can. I'm confident that I should be able to hit at least 2 laps, 3 laps with 8x speed, just doing that. And then if we include the card mastery, I should be able to achieve all 5 laps with 8x. Yeah, and that would be really good, because then we get to push through some of the laps as quickly as possible. Based on the new labs that came out, what I would say is, let's see, we would need, I've got 5 lab slots, so 1 lab slot is definitely going to still be S-mods. Yeah, 1 S-mod lab, and then for my 4 other labs, well, the presets, I'm just going to gem rush it. The new labs that come in, the overcharge and commander one, I'm going to replace, I'm going to put them in place of Ray enemy health and vampire enemy health. Yeah, and I'm thinking whether or not I should actually lap the commander stuff. Sorry, lap the overcharge stuff. Hard to say, but I'm guessing at some point we would have enough EHP to the point where if we lapped up overcharge damage and overcharge exponent, we will be able to tank stuff in tier 23, right? Maybe it might include Flamebot, maybe it might include Primordial Collapse, and both of them together. If we have that, then yeah, maybe we can tank the overcharge, and if we can, then the exponent multiplier is going to be very useful. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but because I'm guessing those new labs are going to take a ridiculously long amount of time to complete, pumping up the cells would be very useful. And if you are in the earlier stages of the game and you have all of that extra cells, it means that you will progress a lot quicker, like way quicker. And once you're done with like the basic labs, like the lab speed and all of that stuff, just start pumping up all the remaining labs that you have, right? You could even dedicate one lab slot, and maybe I might actually do this. I might dedicate a lab slot to just like complete lab coin discount, complete health regen, defense absolute. Not because defense absolute would be good when version 23 comes, but just because with 8x I think I can complete these labs very quickly and I get the gem rush multiplier, the gem rush efficiency thing, which would be useful after the 26th of August. Tanking overcharge will be very difficult, Richard. Yes, I agree. And if we can't tank the overcharge, then it's not worth leveling up the overcharge attack and exponent reduction labs. But I do think that they will eventually make overcharge tankable. So at some point we would have to do those labs. Now, and if you are wondering like what labs to do, I do think stuff like the battle condition labs would be very useful to do. Not this one's. So the enemies labs will be useful to do. The battle conditions labs will be very useful to do. I think stuff like just labbing up Orb Resistance, Thorns Resistance, Knockback Resistance, this kind of things. Even having a few levels into it would help a lot, especially for battle conditions like today. If there was Orb Resistance, I could just lab that in, even if I had like 5-6 levels, and it shouldn't take very long at 8x. We end up doing a lot more damage. But yeah, I do agree, tanking overcharge at the start. So when the version first launches, surely overcharge is going to be king once again, and all of us are going to start whining about the overcharge once again. Definitely Thunderbolt is going to have, well, Thunderbolt Plus is going to be very important. The question is whether or not we can get away with using Flamebot to help tank the overcharge. Because if we can, then getting more medals would quickly make us available, or make it easy for us to tank the overcharge once again. Richard says, yeah, we have the life-saving ordering. I'm thinking that's going to allow us to choose when we use smart missiles, when we use nuke, when we use demon mode. And in certain situations we might want to use nuke before demon mode in this current version, but I don't think that is going to translate into the next version. I think we are going to want to use demon mode first, then nuke. But where it's going to give us benefit is if we can choose demon mode and nuke to go off before our second wind goes off. That might be useful. Yeah, and second wind is just there as a last ditch attempt. Now, and again, this is personal, right? Like if you are more EHP focused and you actually needed the wall health, then having the second wind mastery is going to be very useful. But if we can't tank overcharge early on in the version, then I think having second wind mastery right at the end is probably the best, because it's going to clear all the enemies on the screen. Yeah, but overall I think I'm in a decent position to move into tier 20 version 29, honestly. We keep this 2 tabs open. Like if we look at my researches, I mean, I don't have the best researches completed, but this month I actually made decent progress, right? I got my plasma cannon mastery, boss ultimate and lightning amplifier has been done as well. And you know, 1 lab is dedicated to my S-mods, and my S-mod levels are a decent. Cannon at 19, cannon bonus is almost done, armor substats almost done. The only thing that is really missing is the armor bonus. If health becomes important again, then I think maybe just getting the defense echo done would also be useful. And thankfully we have 8x, because this labs just take so long to complete, right? I think the enhancements lab has lost a little bit of value because coins are actually not that difficult to get nowadays. And stuff like fast enemy health, boss health, I can easily just put in 1 lab to try to complete them, if anything just for the gold box. And also because once we have 8x, those labs wouldn't take too long to get them to a usable level, you know. Yeah, Gato, I think everyone wishes that we had more lab slots. Technically they just gave us 5 lab slots with the cells card, so you know, it's not that bad. It could be worse, right? We could be given less. I'm also like quite happy that there's not many new stone sinks. My guess is that the game plan would be to invest in some of the less efficient stone sinks when the new version comes along. So what I mean by that is I invest into my substat efficiency and multiplier efficiencies, bring these things up. They are not as efficient because each click gives us a linear gain, but the coin cost increases, so it's diminishing returns. And I think that would be better than investing into the ultimate weapons tab, at least for a while. If I could bring all my efficiencies up to like 75%, I think I would feel a lot more comfortable. Yeah. Now, I still want to increase my Chain Lightning Plus. I think having that as a source of percent damage would help, right? Just to be able to deal with protectors mainly. But you know, the thing is, in farm runs, when our damage is not mitigated, protectors are not dangerous at all. So maybe Chain Lightning Plus might have lost a little bit of value once again. We shall see. We shall see how this plays out. I think the best way to be able to assess that would be to look at look at the first tournament and see the first mythic tournament and see how it goes. It's gotta be a trap. FUT will holds us with new stone unlocks in probably a month or so. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. But maybe where you are at, Gato, you might need the latest technology to compete. I don't think I have enough to be able to compete. But what I would say though is that it's going to be a lot less micro-intensive tournaments now. And because it's less micro-intensive, I think people who generally have more stones and better medals, medal counts and so on, are going to end up performing better in tournaments. Because it's not as micro-intensive, right? So we don't have to time our nukes and stuff as much. So yeah, I do think there will be a learning curve, but it's going to end up we're going to end up with a situation where more equals better. So working on damage would be important. I need to upgrade my inner landmine stuff. It's still too weak right now. Yeah. And inner landmines will definitely be very strong in the new version. No questions about it, because our damage is not going to be gimped. And enemies will have a lot of health. So inner landmines will do a lot. Smart missiles would be good as well at some point. In general, I think raw damage is going to be very good in the new version. So I would focus more on that as opposed to percent health. At least until we get to a sufficiently high wave count. Oh, you have 10,000 stones together, man. That's so nice. I think bringing it to IOM plus 10, like 1,000-ish damage multiplier should be more than enough, right? Way more than enough. I would think that having all the ultimate weapons at around the same kind of multipliers is going to be useful. Maybe not Poison Swarm. Poison Swarm for the stuns, yeah. But having the extra smart missile damage would be useful. Especially when damage is not nerfed at the start. I think it's going to be decent. Oh no, you have 45k gems for the update. That's awesome, man. I'm at IOM plus 5, 700x. Okay, so I am slightly ahead of you. For IOM plus, I'm at plus 6, and I'm at the 502 multiplier. So I think you have 2 more clicks of damage than I do, and I have 1 more click of IOM plus than you do. Casey, so IOM plus is going to be, based on what I'm reading, and of course, you know, there could be bugs with the code and stuff, right? Based on what I'm reading, Inner Landmine Plus is going to remain very strong in the new version. Chain Lightning is going to lose some value. Well, Chain Lightning Plus is going to lose some value, but Chain Lightning damage is still very strong. and you know, having shock is very useful. We need very quick, very bursty damage in the next version, that's for sure. I wonder if they would introduce a slider for the AoE. Oh well, if they introduce sliders for Poison Swamp and maybe Black Hole. I mean, do we even want smaller black holes? I'm not sure. If they introduce one for Poison Swamp, and maybe reduce the inner landmine radius, blast radius, that will be useful. If we could increase the smart missile radius to be comparable to the inner landmine radius, I think we are going to start seeing smart missiles do significantly more damage. It's not going to be the same as inner landmines, that's for sure, because inner landmines has a bigger multiplier in terms of its amplification than smart missiles does. But we should I hope they do give us something that makes smart missiles like comparable, because we would definitely need the extra damage for tier 23. Chronofield range slider, that would be useful as well, yeah. Especially if you're one of those with like max Chronofield plus. I wonder how expensive key-wise these new upgrades will end up being. Fats mentioned that Mythic League will give roughly double the keys that Legends does. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if like the attack tab and stuff, like each of those things, they're going to take like thousands of keys to complete. If I were a developer, I would do that. Just so that I don't have to worry about that thing for the next few years. And you know, not like I have. It's not like I'm showing off or anything. My keys are like 3.2k, right? And for a very large portion of the game, I was not getting first place in tournaments. So I think if like for you, Ghetto, you'll be at like the 4,000-ish, 4,200, 4,300 keys kind of region. If they doubled that, it wouldn't be surprising if we end up getting like 100,000 keys to needing 100,000 keys to complete the new vaults. And you know, it might seem like it's a lot, but a while back, assist modules, everyone was complaining that it was 80,000 stones, and most people are almost done with their S mods now. JP, hello, how are you? We are all thinking about you and smart missiles in version 29. Yeah, boy, boom boom. Boom boom. Boom boom is the way to go. We're gonna boom boom version 29. Boom boom version 29. You know, there are two options for me for version 29. I could go with free-to-play version 29, or I could go with Boom Boom version 29. Now, what would be the better alternative? Do we go Boom Boom or do we go free-to-play? Husky, hello, how are you? How are you? it's hard to say, right? Like my funding has ended, so I technically should not be buying the stone packs, but thankfully there's the creator code stuff. And you know, it helps to subsidize some of the stone pack buying, but I probably shouldn't be buying the stone packs because there's expenses and stuff. JP goes explosions. See, JP, you're the bad influence, you know. You should be the voice of reason and tell me to go free to play. Encourage me to stay sober. But no, you go boom. Husky, you just came back to the tower. Oh no. Oh no. Husky, why did you... Have you forgotten why you quit the game? Why are you back? Honestly, right, like I quit the game a while back and then I came back after like a year. And for the longest time before I started streaming, I wasn't sure whether or not I regretted coming back to the game or I regretted quitting the game. There's so many things that needed to be done, but then I could have made so much more progress if I had just continued playing the game. And yeah, it's fun in a way, but man, this game, it's like a never-ending paywall, you know. The only boom boom happening will be my dreams about smart missiles getting buff popping. Richard, just because you dream of this game does not mean that everybody dreams of this game, man. That's the worst kind of dream to have. There's so many better things I can dream about, like, you know, getting huge donations on my OnlyFeed account or something. Why would I be dreaming about like boom boom happening in the tower and smart missiles getting buffed? Priorities, man. Never ending content is a good thing and a bad thing. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, so I think so too. Based on recent conversations, whether or not it's going to be good or whether or not it's going to be bad, hard to say. But I am a strong supporter of playing the game the way we like, right? And so even if smart missiles is not necessarily going to be the best, as long as it is not terrible, I think I would be happy using it. I just can't have it being like useless. As long as it's not useless, it should be okay. Oh, there's a buff vampire. Oh, nice, we got rid of it. Leak sauce? What are you talking about, Husky? Don't understand. Everyone here is like a law-abiding tower community member. We do not have any privileged information. We are almost at the point where the things get interesting. We've already started, you know, our wall has already been taken down. What do you mean? How can you donate, Husky? Oh shit. Do you mean like a super chat or something? You want to give me some money? Don't do that, man. Save the money for your stone packs. It's good enough that you're here. Brando, good evening. It's early morning. It's 12:30 in the morning at the moment. Thank you very much, and good luck with your tournament as well. Oh, you want to donate on my OnlyFeet account, Husky? Yeah. Sorry, there is a ban list, and you're the top contributor of. Sorry, you're the top ban on my account. And it's not my prerogative. We have all of these moderators, but if you want to blame someone, blame Kristen. He manages my account. Let's check out the bracket. We haven't looked at the bracket today. Okay, Misato is still going. Tier 23, Villano, tier 23. Okay, nice. Oh, tier 23. Guys, this is good. This is good. I mean, we got a good bracket today. We got a very good bracket today. So far. Let's check the bottom for the lurkers. No. There's no lurkers today. There's no lurkers today. This is a good bracket, I think. I mean, we should be getting first place. I don't recognize any of these names here. Oh, Jaldin. No, okay. Julian, no. Nope. I mean, all of this are like under 1800. I don't have to worry about them. I think we are in a good spot, right? OnlyFans, OnlyFats account. The oily fats account. Gato says, I hope I get a good bracket on Friday. Gato, it doesn't matter what bracket you get, you would almost always win it. Now, I wonder how competitive Mythic League would be. It might be very challenging for me to get first place when we move into Mythic League. In the first couple of weeks, I think. But as the Mythic bracket starts filling up, I think we will be fine. Because I wonder what's going to happen. The top 2 from each Legends bracket is going to move up. Yeah, if it's just the top 2 in each Legends bracket that moves up into Mythic, then there is a chance that I might not even get into Mythic. Right? I could enter a bracket and get 3rd place and be stuck in Legends for one tournament. That's a possibility. But when we move up there, that first couple of weeks, the brackets are going to be just filled with all the top players. And for someone like me who's like in global 200, I'm definitely not getting anything substantial. I might even get demoted. Who knows? Yeah, the first day of Mythic is going to be a bloodbath. It's the Hunger Games, you know. It's gonna be the Hunger Games, and then like you see Sky and Greeny and Crowbar and all of you top guys, right? You guys will all be up there, and then like you'll just be like staring down at me like, look at that guy. I know Kristen will be doing that for sure. And they're only gonna be 40-50 brackets. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard tournament. But it will be fun, you know. What matters to me is when I get to the Mythic League, I need to make sure that I do not get demoted. That's the most important. If I can ensure that I do not get demoted, then I don't mind not getting like first place in the Mythic League. As long as I'm able to get the better rewards and so on. And then once we get more players enter the following week, we now have the luxury of getting more brackets, and the more brackets is potentially going to eventually result in me basically just being in like a bracket like this once again, right? Where I end up getting first place most of the brackets, but just that first 2 weeks would be difficult. So the Gato, you got fifth place the first Legends bracket when it came out. I got demoted out of Legends the first time it came out. Yeah, it was rough. I think you're going to just run into a lot of the same people. Yeah, for the first week, no, that's how it's going to be. I think not even the first week, the first month of Mythic is going to be very competitive. But as more players in Legends move up, you're going to get a whole bunch of players that you know, maybe they are in the current top 1000. They eventually move up into Mythic, and when they move into Mythic, they realize that they're just going to be equivalent to how Champions is when they just move into Legend. Redeeming point now is that when you are in Legends, you start earning some keys. But I presume what's going to happen is like after a month or so, players in Legends are going to be like, man, you give us keys in Legends now, but then the keys are going to cost like thousands of keys for us to unlock everything and blah blah blah, and there will be something to complain about the state of tournaments once again. There will always be that group of people. People will probably do a lot of runs too with them being so short. Yeah, I think the first tournament, it would be worth just doing different runs, and they have to be thought out runs to figure out how the gameplay actually feels like in Mythic. And once we get that sorted, then we can go back to the like 1 or 2 runs each tournament once again. You think it's only going to be the top 2 in each bracket to go to Mythic League? Well, that's how Champions is promoted into Legends. So maybe that's how it's supposed to be. So the first few weeks is going to be very brutal. Is it the top 4 that will get promoted to the next league? I thought it's the top 2 that get promoted. Gato, yeah, maybe they are going to move the bracket, Or maybe it could be that we get a new relic for completing Mythic. Brando, yeah, you're not missing much. I mean, the rate, in a few years we are going to have Ancestral 5-star League. You know, everyone in Copper League currently would be in Ancestral League with the way things are progressing. Can you imagine? We're in Ancestral Tier 5 League. It doesn't even make sense anymore. Richard, yeah, I'm going to win this tournament. For sure. Okay, no, so if it's the top 4, then that's good. That's good, because we are... Okay, let's use this bracket as an example. Oops. Someone with 2,000 waves in Legends. 2,100 waves in Legends. You move up to Mythic, you are getting like 100, 200 waves maybe. Because it's tier 17 plus to tier 23 plus. And having done the milestones on tier 23, well, attempted to do the tier 23 milestones, I can say that it's really very difficult in tier 23. Man, the inner landmines... The inner landmine saved me. Man, inner landmines, guys, so good. Inner landmine so good. Who uses smart missiles? let's check out the damage. I mean, unsurprisingly, Chain Lightning is doing the most amount of damage. Yeah. They usually move the first place relic to the new tier's top 4 relic, since Futz is lazy. So if they do it like last time, the current first Legends relic will become the top 4 Mythic relic. Oh, okay, interesting. Nu says, I have been in Legends way too long. Yeah. So when Legends League first came out, I went up immediately, and then I got kicked out, and then I went back up, and then I stayed on in Legends all the way. So to me, them introducing a new league is... Yeah, it doesn't affect me in any way. They could just have reworked Legends and made it tier 23. And kept champions as tier 17 plus in the current state of the game, and it would be exactly the same. They could give keys to champions as well. The overall ranking of the players would not change just by introducing a new league. You just go into a different league and face a different difficulty, but the interface is exactly the same. Chain Lightning doing all the heavy lifting, but Inner Landmine Plus saved me. No. So, Casey, Inner Landmine Plus stunned the vampire long enough for my attack chip to pop off on it. And that was how the vampire died. There are going to be some really rough brackets. Top 50 won't be able to dodge each other anymore. Sure we can. Have you seen my guild chat? No, you haven't seen my guild chat, Casey. There's a whole bunch of like the top 50 players over there. And the reason why like my tournament performance has been improving. If you remember, like earlier this year, I was constantly getting second place, third place, second place, third place, right? And now I'm quite consistently being able to get first place. there is a reason for that. It's not that my overall global ranking has changed by much. I was like 180 at the start of the year. I'm currently also around like the 180-ish, 160 region maybe. The overall ranking has not changed by much, but I'm a bit luckier now because of the way my guild is functioning. We have to report when we are entering a bracket. So when I enter a bracket, I know that I wouldn't meet a guildie of mine, and my guildies are all like really good, right? So they're all like the Christians of the game. So I get to dodge a lot of them that way, and that's how I've been doing better in tournaments recently. Initially, for a while in Mythic, dodging each other won't be so prevalent. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I'm not sure how our guild is going to handle it, but we'll have to wait and see what our guild leader says. And we just follow it, right? Because he's the guild leader. He tells us what to do, we do that. 3,000. Okay, so I actually took damage now, which leads me to think that maybe I should increase my range slightly. Getzo, what range did you use for today's tournament? Because the vampires are actually crashing into my wall now. Actually, you know what, let's just leave it for a while. The protectors are okay. Actually, the boss came in quite close this time around. Oh, Death Defy, nice. Who is the guild leader? Well, so we have this Discord chat, Casey, and there are a few moderators there. So, oh shit, the boss hit me twice. Now this is not good. I think I need to increase the range because the boss is coming in quite close, huh? So let's get 5 clicks into the range. Maybe bring the shockwave size to like 2.0. So there are a few moderators in the Discord channel, and there are rules to follow in our Discord channel. So I think the reason why the fleets were coming in is because of the Protector. There's Protector Ultimate today. So once again, Protector Ultimate just sucks. I hate Protector Ultimate. Look at this boss, it's just coming in now. Not because I don't control it, it's just because of the Protector Ultimate. Thankfully there is Chain Lightning, otherwise I would be probably dead by now. Or Chain Lightning Plus. Having just reducing the protector's health by how many percent it is. So I'm at like 0.35, so like about 75% of the protector's health being reduced by Chain Lightning. It's definitely helping a lot. Still not instantly killing the protectors, but you know, we can see the difference. If before I got Chain Lightning Plus, I would not have been able to even make it to this wave count. And we're about to get to the exciting part, so I should go use the washroom before we get there. Be right back. Alright, we're back. So 3100 waves now. I mean, this is going to be a very chill run, right? A chill tournament run. I don't think there's much micro that I would need to do. I could probably just like pop my nuke when rays start firing off at me. Well, at the nearest commander when rays start popping off at me. So I think it would be around the 3.2k region, 3.3k region. Right now, I think we should be able to survive this this current batch of elites and fleets. Okay, commander's dead. Ray might shoot me, but I think we should be okay. Oh no, that's the vampire. We lost one energy shield charge. But there was a death defy. Nice, okay. So I think we clear all of this race easily. Nice. And for some reason my neck is killing me today. The back of my neck. I think it's like the seating posture or something. Maybe I'm just not looking straight enough. Maybe I should adjust my screen a little bit. Yeah, okay. So maybe if I sit straighter, I would stop having neck pain as much. Almost at 3200 waves. I wonder what kind of wave count I will get to today. Let me check the tower live results. Let's see. So Greeny, oh my goodness, Greeny 6,300 waves. Ghetto got to 3683. So I think 3,300 waves would be doable. Yeah, I think 3,300 waves is roughly where I would be in trouble. But let's let the run play out and see how we go. Neck hurts from carrying the size of my ego. What are you talking about? I don't have an ego, Maxwell. It's hurting because of all the garbage that you are feeding me, you know. Too much garbage in my head, it's hurting my neck. But Wednesdays are, so it's Wednesday in in Australia, right? And Wednesdays are brutal for me because I have to teach from 11 a.m. All the way to 6 p.m. and I don't have a break in between. So I'm up on my feet for like 7 hours and no food. I didn't have time to even have water today. So I'm like really dehydrated, really tired. After I was done with teaching, I just got some dinner. And then when I came home, immediately is the live stream. So as you can hear, my voice is just like almost gone at the moment. I hope upcoming changes makes whatever strategy Greeny is using no longer work. I think so, Gato. Oh, nice, death penalty. I don't think his strategies would work in the upcoming version because of the fleet change. So fleets are going to not let the wave progress, and at some point, I think Greeny was mentioning that the fleets were surviving for like 50 waves or something, right? At some point, I don't think it would be possible anymore. But of course, you know, with like death penalty and stuff, there's always a chance that like instant kill is going to proc and stuff. But if we can't tank the overcharge, then yeah, I don't think it's going to. I don't think like infinite strategies or very long tournament runs are the intention of the developers anyway. At least not for a while, and then they're going to introduce game breaking stuff once again, and then we get infinite runs once again. My problem is I'm trying to educate my students here in America. What matters is paying tuition and getting the certification, not whether the student learns anything. No, not really, Graham. So I just assign group work for them, but then I have to go up and, you know, chase them to get them to discuss and help them answer. Well, if they ask me questions, I have to be able to answer them, and there's just a lot of talking. I don't mind it. Like, my students are nice. We had a group presentation today, and for one of the groups, they used AI tool to create this interactive presentation, and it was really cool. Like the interactive presentation allowed, they distributed it to all of their classmates, and they told their classmates like, this is how we solve this question, and when we look at the comparative statics side of things, they say, well, you can see this visually by pulling the toggle. So instead of having to go to Desmos directly, they had something embedded there which they could interact with, and it just made the presentation very engaging with the rest of the class. I thought it was really nice. Even last year, this kind of thing would not have been possible. Have I tried herding cats? It's easier. Really? Economics, Poetic Piercer. Economics. So today it was introductory macroeconomics. Ah, damn it, it's another protector. Well, so to be fair, I'm more of like a teaching assistant, right? I'm not lecturing the subject per se. The lecturers come up with the questions and the tutorial content. I just go in there and facilitate the students' learning. But it's fun. It's nice to step back from research every now and then. It's always easier to talk about other people's problems than your own problems, right? But that being said, like I'm trying to wrap up my own PhD. So this few months, it's just been really, really hectic. Just been really busy with just work and organizing stuff. So I was typing up my dissertation the other day, and I had to compile my chapters. So I took another look at my first chapter. Oh, how did I just lose my second win? Well, it doesn't matter. I took a look at my first chapter, and man, what used to make a lot of sense to me, when I reread it, it was just like, oh my god, it's garbage. How did I write this kind of proof, you know? I can do so much better now. So I ended up spending a way longer, like a couple of days, like tidying up my proofs and stuff. And I think like now it's in so much better of a state. I can't believe that I was actually proud of that thing that I called the first chapter. Right, almost at 3,300 waves. Let's check out the bracket. I hope that the second place has ended their run. Yeah, they haven't moved since earlier. It's 26-20. But we're chilling, right? We have already won. I don't think I will micro this run. We just let it play out, and we can wrap up the stream once it ends. Once the run ends. Now all the modules that they have introduced in this game, I was just thinking are so good, and I want to use all of them. I think it would be really cool if they kept it at like main module and assist module, but they allowed us to include more module effects somehow, you know. Like just an attachment. So maybe I could have negative mass projector effects in as well as they increase the modules. What is this guide? Oh, spotlight. Oh no. No wonder this guy is not dying, huh? What does it disable for spotlight? Does it disable the angle or disable the multiplier? Okay, finally that saboteur died. What is this saboteur going to disable now? Poison swamp, okay, we can live with that. I think the next commander that comes along, I would like to nuke, especially since Rays are able to get me now. They're firing off at me. And how long more till my second wind is refreshed? Oh, 344 waves. Okay, no way. You know what? Actually, I just said that I wanted to leave it AFK, and then now I say I want to micro it. I should just leave it alone, huh? Oh, that's the commander here. See, there's a buffed Ray. There's a buffed Vampire. And uh-oh, it's here. Uh-oh, it's here. Let's just nuke this. The 2 energy shields down. With energy shields down, losing that 2 energy shields, not that bad. I think I got a Death Defy as well, so at least we have a bit of damage. My guess is that once the next commander comes along, our run ends. Because I don't think demon mode alone is enough to kill a commander anyway. Casey, okay, I'm curious about your thoughts. With a mythic tournament, CF plus at max seems pretty mandatory. Should I push main damage with stones or get a max CL plus strictly for tournament performance? So why do you think that CF Plus at max is mandatory? I don't intend to bring my CF Plus up from level 10. In my mind, Chain Lightning Plus is good, but it is only good when enemies have a lot of health relative to your damage. Before that, stacking all our damage multipliers will get us killing enemies a lot quicker. Like in my case, my Chain Lightning damage does not typically outperform my Smart Missile damage until around like wave 2.4k. So you know, I have much more damage multiplier in Chain Lightning, but Smart Missiles, they do a lot very early on, because they are able to hit enemies further out and they actually do full damage. But it's only later on, like at this stage where nothing else does damage to the enemies, and only Chain Lightning is able to do percent damage, that Chain Lightning Plus becomes good. CF Plus at max is more time to kill, that is true, but getting more damage is I guess more useful than that. I don't think we are, so early on in the tournament or in the version, I don't think we are going to run into an issue of like we need to hold the enemies off for a very long time. You know, if you did like a milestone run in tier 23, you're going to notice that when the fleets come in, it's not about you controlling them before they enter your range line. It's just that they have so much health that you just can't kill them with all your damage. And I think that is going to be more of a sign that we need more damage rather than we need more control. So based on that, I would rather just get more damage. Nice, we got another Death Defy. Like honestly, if I had damage at this stage, the protectors would be dead instantly. Even with this kind of health, it wouldn't take long to kill the protectors. They would like die almost instantly. The reason why I'm actually taking hits and stuff now is just because of the protector ultimate. Even with like some percent damage from my Chain Lightning Plus, it's not enough to one-shot them. So you can see why people will say that later on in the game you need Chain Lightning Plus at max, otherwise it's useless, because nothing else is able to kill the protectors. And I'm not sure just pushing Chain Lightning alone is going to be enough in tier 23. Because Chain Lightning will spread shock, but Chain Lightning doesn't have huge amplifier on itself. And you can get more value from like Inner Landmine plus explosions to synergize with your Chain Lightning shock, I would think. JP, yeah, I'm still going. It's crazy. I'm glad this would be... Is this the last version 28 tournament? Because the Friday tournament is going to be version 29. So we're going to... Oh shit, it's still going to be Legends League once more. So I guess we can have a mini celebration in the next stream to just celebrate the end of Legends, and then hopefully we don't get demoted. Celebrate too early and then you get demoted once again. This is the last one in version 28. Okay, so it would be nice to end version 28 off with a first place finish, I guess. Legends is already going to be way shorter, and that is what matters the most for me. Yeah, that's true, because we have the intro sprint thing, right? I hope they implement it in the next version, on Saturday's tournament. Then we could be intro sprinting all the way to like what, wave 3.2k. For me, that's when my second win popped. That would be awesome, eh? Maybe not 3.2k, maybe like 2.8k or something. Even then, it's so much additional time saved. Now, honestly, I've tried going back to Primordial Collapse for my farm runs. And it's not been doing well for me. Like, I end up getting a lot more run variants. But, you know, I do get to farm without Poison Swarm, so maybe that's why my coin has been higher. Oh, and I would think that the Scout chip would be more useful for Mythic Tournament. Oh, okay, there we go. Demon Mode has popped. As usual, there was a commander. I don't think we'll kill anything at this stage. Okay, almost dead. Almost at 3500 waves. Can we make it to 3500? Let's just nuke everything here. Oh, we got a Death-defy. Oh no, we died. Oh no. 3499. Killed by vampire. Okay. I mean, happy enough with it. No micro was done really. AG damage. AE damage. I mean, 2 orders of magnitude higher for Chain Lightning. It's just stupid. Attack chip actually did more than inner landmines. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, okay. Overall good. We're done with this. Now I can swap back to my farming setup. Equip this for the assist. Equip this as the primary. Equip this as the assist. Equip this as the assist. And equip this as the primary. Okay, so change my range back down to 0. Cards to farming. Oh, I have 18S. Okay, so we can get another click here. Get a click here. Change my chips. Fetch and summon. This goes to farming setup. 700. I guess we get more damage. Okay, and I think that is all the changes that I needed to do. -25. We turn off Poison Swamp. Turn off Chain Lightning Plus. All right, and I think this is going to be a good time to wrap up the stream. So Richard, yeah, the reason why my Poison Swamp is doing better than Smart Missiles today is because I didn't roll the Smart Missile substats. But yeah, anyway, it was nice chatting with all of you today. I think we should wrap up the stream now. All the best in your tournaments, and I'll catch you guys on the weekend stream.